So we're going on a little hunt today. First of all, thrifting. I think that thrifting is one of the best ways to find, almost one of the only ways at this point, to find truly authentic clothes from any era. There are reproductions and recreations that you can find, but it's like the romanticized version of what really was the style. And I don't know about anyone else, but I really like the authentic stuff. And there's so much of that in thrift stores most of the time. You can find some really cool authentic things that otherwise you'd have to try and hunt down on eBay. And sometimes you don't know what you want until you see it on the rack and you're like, I love that pattern or that design, you know? It's also fun to look through. If you look through the like archives, like if you Google search like a 1994 Sears catalog or whatever, and you can usually get those pulled up for free as like a PDF on the archives, and flipping through and seeing some of the styles and the way the pictures were shot and stuff is kind of fun. What I'm in the mood for, since it's still very cold here where I live, I want some grandpa sweaters, you know what I mean? We're gonna look in the men's section for this look in particular, like that oversized, really patterned sweater, like almost like the Charlie Brown zigzags, or it could be, who knows, whatever it might be. But you know, the fun, colorful, somewhat like neon colors you'd see, or even like the burgundies. In the men's section, we're gonna look for that. And just kind of poke around, see what we see. And I also love looking for vintage cookbooks. So cookbooks that are specifically from the 80s and 90s are fun to come across. I get most of those on eBay used, like from Thrift Books or Goodwill on eBay. Those are usually really good prices to find if you're looking for a specific book, some obscure, you know, kind of thing that you won't necessarily come across in the thrift store, but you might be surprised. Also want to hit Five Below because it looks like they have now the microphones you can attach that record on your phone, but you can hear the audio a lot better on YouTube. I don't have one of those. I have like a big one, like a Rode microphone, but I want one I can attach like a lapel for like when I'm cooking or something and you can hear me a bit better. The audio might be clearer. Hopefully. It's only Five Below, so I'm not expecting amazing things, but it would be cool to have something that enhances the audio a bit. So I want to see if they have that in stock. Supposedly on the app they do. We're gonna just poke around and see what we can find. And the more cookbooks I find, the more fun meals we can experiment making. So I'm not looking at the camera. You're not allowed to laugh at me at the breakout I have going on right now. Don't do it. I know I'm in my late 30s, but this is still a thing for me. I did try something new on my face as a moisturizer recently, and I think it doesn't agree with my jawline. So just pretend like you don't see it. Alright? Where is the St. Ives apricot scrub when you need it? I'll tell you the truth, I still buy it sometimes. The smell is not as nice as it used to be. Like, it had a really strong, the apricot smell. And I feel like the formula has changed, but you know, people have requested it change because something about black walnut seeds like rip the layers of your skin off. Too much exfoliation. So I don't know if that's true. It was a classic. I still like to buy the classics, you know. Comment down below your favorite shampoo that you used to buy. I guess whether it's still in production or not. If you were a kid, maybe it was the fish-shaped L'Oreal like no tears bottle, and it was colorful. I feel like they looked kind of like fish. You know what I'm talking about? I had an eyeball on it, like a fish eye. Herbal Essences is a classic. I remember that one for sure, but when I bought it a few years back, it didn't have the same smell. Unless I'm crazy, I can like distinctly remember that smell of the original like rosehip Herbal Essence bottle, the pink one. And it doesn't smell the same to me. Sorry if it's a little loud. It's a rainy day and my windshield wipers are going. I mean, you remember like the Tresemme commercials and Pantene Pro V. I assume mane and tail was a thing back then too. So let me know, what was your favorite shampoo and conditioner that you remember from the 1990s? I'd love to hear about it. we were a specific brand family, like we always bought the same shampoo or toothpaste. It was kind of, my mom just bought what was on sale, right? So we always had something different. It was like VO5 usually. She never bought the herbal essences because of the commercials. They were just,
yes!
they were just
yes!
risque, you know? So I don't feel like we ever had that, but I did try it. I remember at my friend's house, showering at my friend's house during a slumber party and thinking, this smells amazing. So when I bought it as a grown-up, disappointed to find it didn't smell like I remembered it smelling, and it was like a smell that was seared in my mind. Okay, first stop was a rousing success. We actually found it. Okay, so we went straight for the men's, and already I'm like, look at this, like neon hot dogs, and is it? I don't know, but that's objectively cool. Mr. Swim, serious fun. I don't think this is men's, but look at that fabric. I like that actually. It's very Eastery, right? Very springy. I'm not mad at it, but this boxy cut is usually not great on my shape. There's none. It's weird, I just saw a bunch of them at a Salvation Army just last week, and here there's none. So I wonder if they try and not take things that are like too old or something. Look at these pants though. Those are awesome. Look at this one. It still has the tags and the shoulder pads. How cute. It says it's an extra small. I'm not an extra small. Cute. Look at this one. It's fabulous. It's a vintage fashion bug. Nice and light. Really cool. I don't know if you go thrifting or not, but there is something about like even just scanning the aisles that you can tell kind of by passing by if something is vintage or not. Like something about different fabrics. Sometimes they're thicker than normal clothes. Sometimes they're thinner, depending on if it's like a blouse or a sweater. And just when you're like kind of eye scanning, you can tell because the pattern is different. There's something that sticks out to you different about it. This one sticks out to me a little bit because it's got a really loud pattern. Whether it's vintage or not, I don't know. But point being is that, you know, you kind of get your eye trained a little bit to be able to tell like something that'll catch your eye that's not trending, for lack of a better word. So like between these, I'm more likely to grab for this busy polka dot, and look, I feel a shoulder pad compared to this with flowers. You don't see a lot of polka dots anymore, and these like kind of clashing color combinations. And then like of these two, I'm more likely to grab for this one. Yeah, it's like a suede. This is more of like that nylon, like activewear feel. So just in the textures and the patterns, you can tell. We're scanning down here. Let's see. I feel like out of from here to here, I'd grab one like this. It's Faded Glory, so not too old, but this sort of really light cottony shirt was pretty popular. And then something like this. You know, you have like a really, like if you see the teal colors, the, you know, kind of like one of these shades, you see a lot of teal in the 90s and the purples. So just between the ones, if you're looking You're not sure. I see a little waffle weave here and a busy pattern. We got an old Sonoma. You don't see a lot of these elastic backs anymore. I'm not saying these are 91s, but I'm just saying if you're looking for, like, this looks like a vintage fabric to me. We got a New York & Company 3/4 length sleeve. Just something to look for. Patterns, cuts, thicknesses of fabric. And sometimes you can just eye scan a little bit and be able to pick out a couple quick finds. This color, usually vintage. Let's see. Yep, D&Co Essentials. Teal. I love it. These two, teal and pink together. See, same company. Taco Bell. It's giving Taco Bell. Okay, so I love this one. It's old Tommy Hill. Nice thick hood, but I realize now it's a crop, which isn't the best on me, but it's very cool. Okay, so we're home. So first of all, pardon dog noises, cat noises, and my hat hair. The snow is really coming down outside now. It's like a snow globe, which is just crazy. It was raining when we left. So I'm gonna just show you really quickly little haul that we got. First off, we had to get the Cambridge University sweatshirt. It's really cool. I like the thickness of the fabric and that it was a zip up. I did see a Hollister hoodie I really liked. That would have been a Y2K haul, I guess. But I just felt like this one I would be more likely to grab and throw on because it was a zip up. It has a cool tag here. It says it's official merchandise from Cambridge. Isn't that cool? It's an extra, extra large, which I'm not, but when it comes to hoodies, I'm all about getting a size or two bigger than your usual. So it has a little pilling. That's okay with me. And it has this little badge on it. This one was $6.49. There was a discount at the register. I'm not sure if it was like a certain tag color day, but I did get some amount off of my order too. Secondly, there were two pairs of these pants that aren't necessarily vintage, but they had a look that I liked. Sort of this jogger, like it's not a jogger, it's more of a flare leg, which is awesome. It's really light, which I like. Good for sleeping in, working out, and it had this sort of cargo style pocket. And originally, I only got the other color, and I went back for the red to match something that I got. It's a brighter red than what's showing up right now. On camera, I think it's looking more like cranberry, but it's a red. Here's the other pair, which I got because they're like Nickelodeon orange, and they'll go with a few of the t-shirts I've got. I mean, really, they'll go with anything, but I love how comfy they look. They're really very light. They don't have a name on them. These were $5.29 each, and I feel like they'll kind of just go with everything and be really comfortable and not too hot in the summer either. Next, we just got this Converse All-Star t-shirt that I thought would pair really well with the red cargos. Just a basic t-shirt. It was $3.99, and it's in an extra large. The pants are in a medium, which will be a little bit of a squeeze, you know, for my backside, but I think it'll be fine. And I do tend to like extra larges in t-shirts, so they're a little bit comfier. I'm probably more of a true large in everything, but the extra large shirts and like large or extra large pants are usually how I prefer it. But, you know, if I get a medium stretchy pant, it's usually fine. Next up, I grabbed these Gaucho capris, and there was something about them when I saw them that said vintage to me, and I wasn't sure exactly what it was. Obviously, Gauchos, I think more of like, I guess like 2006 kind of era, but there was something about them. Maybe it was just the amount of fading or what it was, and I looked at the tag and they sure were, and I thought they looked like they might pair really fun with like a white t-shirt or a printed t-shirt or just anything really, and just comfortable, which is kind of what I'm about at my age. Yeah, so these are Tracy Evans Limited in size extra large, and these were $4.99. And they look really comfy. I'm not big on camel print, but there is a certain part of my little Y2K heart that still remembers fondly some camel print things. And these look like they would just be really fun with a printed t-shirt to not put too much effort in that day. Like even the Converse shirt would go fine with it. We did actually find one truly vintage sweater. It wasn't the granddad sweater I was looking for, but I really like the look of this. I have a favorite sweater right now it's like this, but it says Harvard University, and it's like a vintage embroidered, I'm guessing from the campus. And this kind of has that same feel to it, which is kind of what I liked about the Cambridge hoodie too. But yeah, this is Paris Sport Club, and you can tell by the tag, she's old. It says small, medium. There's no way. This could not be a small if it tried, you know? So I don't know. I noticed it's weird. Like the smalls are bigger than they are now. Like I feel like if it says small and it's vintage, it's bigger. But if it says large, it's more like a medium now, you know, compared to what sizes are. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I feel like the sizing is a little different. You just got to go with what you got to go with. But this looks cozy, and I'm all for it. Next, I just got this Tommy Hilfiger striped, I don't know, crew neck. Is that what those are called? It's in an extra large, and I thought it would pair nicely with the red pants or, you know, a pair of jeans or leggings or whatever. But I thought this might just be a nice basic top. This was $4.99. Oh, I forgot to say the Paris sweater was $5.29. So they're all about the same pricing, nothing crazy. So yeah, I don't know if this boxy cut will look great on me. I didn't try anything on, but I think it'll be fine for just a basic, and could put like a cute denim jacket over top of it. Lastly, not vintage, but come on. It speaks to the nostalgia, doesn't it? And it'd go cute with the orange pants or jeans or whatever. Even the camo. Who cares? It's a nice cozy fabric. It's got this nice like U-shaped cut to it that tends to be flattering with what pants I'm wearing, you know, like it kind of does a nice little thing for like the hips. And yeah, this was just kind of a cute, I don't usually buy Disney, but I liked it. There was something about it I liked, and this was $2.99. There was one from like the American Heart Association. I didn't want to get that one. It was like 1996 and it was just like pictured recipe books. I did find a cute one that says, "At my table, vegetarian feasts for family and friends." And this was like 2015, but it looked like a really good book. We do a lot of vegetarian. So this was by Mary McCarthy, who I'm not sure I've heard of before, but it's a really nice looking book. So no luck on the vintage books, but maybe at some point I'll go through some of the vintage books that I do have, the cookbooks, and we can do some of the recipes together. All right, so that's the haul. We're testing it now. All right. Okay, I'm done being weird. Maybe. Okay, so I don't know yet, but so I watched back my test, and the big thing is make sure you don't touch it or touch your clothes. It seems like it's a little, like it's amplified, but also muffled. Okay, please ignore the sound of my washing machine, but I am currently procrastinating the dishes by looking through to pick out what meal to do. I have some ground beef that I need to use, so I'm looking at that. And I'm currently looking through the Southern Living Annual Recipes books. I have the 1994 and the 1998. I'm actually kicking myself because I saw some more of these, but just couldn't remember what years I had, so I didn't get them, and I'm pretty sure they weren't any of these. So what I'm liking about these is they have, you know, the index, and then they have them based on the month. So like you can make, you know, a couple things for every month that they suggest, but they also have a general index where you can look up like beef, and then specifically ground beef. So that's kind of cool. Okay. Barbecued meatloaf. Spoon burgers. What does that mean? Bacon burgers in the microwave? Your microwave would probably smell forever. It would never not smell like bacon and burger. I don't think I have any green pepper, to be honest, but you could I have a yellow pepper. It's not the same. I have everything this calls for, these bacon burgers, though. So it says place bacon on the microwave. And again, these are for old microwaves, though. You know, like kind of irrelevant, because even like my wattage is going to be more, you know, high powered than they used to be. This says to place bacon on microwave rack in baking dish. What is a microwave rack? I actually don't have one of those. Cover with paper towel and microwave on high 100% until nearly crisp, 3 to 5 minutes, and drain. Mix remaining ingredients except hamburger buns. Don't put your buns in there. Beef corn pie. 3/4 pound of ground beef. What you can do with the other 1/4 pound? Make yourself a little hamburger. A little Carl's Jr. Oh, that got narrowed down to the stroganoff or the Twisty Beef Bake. I think we should do the Twisty Beef Bake. This is from 94. I don't have any jerky fried onions, but I think it's fine. I think it's fine. We're going to use the rest of their recipe. So the question is, do we want to put it in the oven or the microwave? I think I have the time, so I think I'll put it in the oven. I really need to do the dishes now, but at least we know what we're making. I'm going to do this and then I'll come back. Also, I'm not using the speaker because I feel like the audio is like really muffled, don't you think? Oh my gosh, I'm feeling like an idiot. Mary McCartney, as in Paul McCartney's daughter. That's who wrote this book. Yeah. For my mom and dad. I mean, it crossed my mind initially, but then I was like, no, his daughter's name is Stella McCartney. Like, you know, the designer. And maybe, who knows, maybe there's a relation there too. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I was looking at the pages, I'm like, wait a minute, that's Paul McCartney. Well, that makes this cookbook even cooler. The one that's called At My Table. It's in really nice condition too. I think it's like $2.29 for a hardcover at Goodwill, so I'm feeling dumb now. Okay, so I had to Google it. Yes, Stella McCartney is also Paul McCartney's daughter. So I wasn't wrong on that front. I guess I just didn't know he had another daughter named Mary. Because I just thought maybe I got their names mixed up or something. And I was thinking of the designer, but that is his daughter. But so is Mary McCartney. The more you know. We learned something today. Okay, so we're ready to start the recipe. The water for the pasta is boiling already, so I'm going to put that in before we get started with anything else. Water. Okay, so I'm going to be improvising this recipe a little bit because I always play with them. For example, we have the rotini, we have the pound of ground beef, we don't have the French fried onions, and I'm just omitting that entirely. 1 cup of shredded cheese, which we've got. 1 can of condensed cream of mushroom soup, thankfully we happen to have. 1 can of the whole tomatoes undrained and cut up, so we won't drain it, but they're already cut up because I'm using petite diced. And then this says 1/4 cup of chopped green pepper, which we don't have. So since we're missing 2 things, I am putting in some bulk with veggies. I've got about half of a medium onion that I diced up, and then about 3 large mushrooms. I'm going to also add in garlic, because why doesn't this have garlic in it? Everything needs garlic. And so since I don't have green pepper, I'm going to use like a teaspoon or 2 of diced pimento as well. So yeah, the water's boiling. I'm going to get the ground beef browned, and yeah, we're going to go from there. There we go. It's going to start smelling nice with the onions. So while I'm waiting, I am putting together a little salad for the side. This seems like it's going to be maybe not the healthiest thing that's ever been made, but we're going to add a little side salad for some green and some crunch, and I think that'll be a good pairing. Pasta's done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drain it and rinse it with cold water to keep it al dente so it doesn't keep cooking more. So we're working on our little side salad here. I just have a thing of spring greens that I put in a bowl, celery, cucumber, carrot, and tomato. Should do. A little green any like. Save these scraps for vegetable broth. Did everyone's family dinner table have salads usually? I feel like there was always, or at least very often, a salad. My mom liked a lot of side dishes, so she always had a main and then like several sides. And it wasn't until I was much older that I realized it doesn't have to be that intense, but we had a bigger family than I do, so, you know, there had to be enough to go around, I suppose. But my mom was always a great cook, and we almost never ate out. You know, it wasn't in the budget, but she homemade just about everything, and anything else she bought only if it was on sale. So I didn't have a lot of fun like Dunkaroos and stuff, but I do have fond memories of my mom's meals for sure. That's what counts. Okay, so I like carrot. I don't dislike it, but it's not my favorite. So I'm gonna do shreds, like with my peeler. You can see that? Little shreds. I don't have a giant mouthful of carrot. I like it. I like it. Check that out. Oh, that's a pretty salad, right? So what's next? Sorry for this angle. I can't figure out how to position the tripod. We need to drain it. We will stir in the macaroni. Half of this cheese, so half a cup. The soup, the tomatoes undrained. The pepper, which we're using pimento, and some salt. There's no pepper in this? What? Mix well, pour it, bake it for 30 minutes until it's heated through, and then you top it with the remaining cheese and onions if you're using the fried onions. Then you bake it until it gets a little melty, you know? So we'll need some tin foil for this. I did grease with some cooking spray a little bit this pan just so it doesn't stick at all. So we're gonna get that drained.
What's that?
I forgot the garlic. Oh, we'll put it in after we drain it.
Yeah.
We're gonna add in the garlic first since we forgot it. It's probably a tablespoon. Let's do it. Big garlic lover here. Not the best for romantic breath, but it tastes really nice. Okay. I'm gonna put that in a little bit for just a minute. I did drain it, but the pan itself stayed really oily, so just the way, I guess. I feel like I want to wipe it down with a paper towel. Said to put in the hot noodles, but they're not hot anymore. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. I'm feeling like I need a bigger pot at this point. All right, we got our tomatoes undrained, and we've got our cream of mushroom. Okay, this is starting to look good. It's coming together, I must admit. Sounded a little bland, but we'll see. You know, and we can always play with the recipe and add our own seasonings if we want to. Look at that, it just came right out. Plop. Okay. Are we having fun at our slumber party yet? Okay, half the cheese. Pour this in till it, yeah, that's about right. And then we'll do a little spoon. Probably like that'll be good. That was probably a teaspoon or two that I added in. Alright, this is coming together a little bit, I must admit. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. I know it said to add salt still. We haven't done that yet. Was it salt? Yes, 1/4 teaspoon. Oh, of seasoned salt. I missed that. I'm so glad I checked that. Do I even have seasoned salt? I don't think I do. Oh, you know what? I did, but the cap got left off and it got really, I had it in like a mason jar and it got really gross, but I do have something similar. My mom sent me for Christmas. My family lives down south, and down south they have, can't see me, Bojangles. And I'm like obsessed with their fries. And I only get it once in a while when I'm going to Tennessee. Because here where we live in the north, we don't have Bojangles. So for Christmas, my mom sent me 2 bottles of Bojangles Bo's Famous Seasoning, which is basically seasoned salt, but just like really good. Really salty, really good. We're going to use that. I'm so glad I thought of that. 1/4 teaspoon only? We need more than that. Can you tell I like to play fast and loose with recipes? I'm going to do about half a teaspoon, because it needs salt anyway. It's clearly not been seasoned. Were we opposed to seasonings in the 90s? Alright, so I would say so far the hardest part of this recipe is the mixing it. Because I should have used a bigger pot or something. It doesn't want to go together. It might be easier to mix it in the casserole dish at this point. I'm afraid of it spilling out. Is it squishy sounding? I feel like it needs pepper too. Garlic powder, onion powder. Where's the seasonings? Parsley? Paprika?
I don't know, it looks pretty good though. It's like the tomatoes and the soup are combining to form a sort of pink sauce. This would be a great Valentine's Day meal. ASMR. Listen to this. Can you hear that? It's a very loud squish. Truth be told, I really don't handle oily foods well at all. So we're gonna have to see what happens. All right, so this did not take long at all. If you're not making a salad at the same time, you know, which wasn't also hard, but I'm just saying, if you're making just this, maybe steaming a bag of broccoli for the side or something, I mean, the difficulty, it wasn't hard. I'm spilling stuff everywhere. Here's the hard part, getting it in the casserole dish without your wrist breaking off. Okay. So, I would say out of 10, this was like a 3 difficulty. Yet to be seen on the like flavor, but it looks good. Can't tell what it smells like. I feel like it might need more seasoning, you know? Let me see. That's pretty solid. It's pretty solid, but I don't taste any seasoning either. I'm definitely getting the most flavor from the cream of mushroom soup with the tomatoes, which is probably how it's meant to be, but I am going to take some liberties, add a little more of my seasoned salt. Just a light sprinkle. There she is. So I'm going to cover it, and it said 30 minutes. If I had been brave, I could have done this in the microwave, but I wasn't brave. And I had the time today to do it. So, yeah, 30 minutes. And then we just pull the foil off, top it with the other half cup cheese, and let it melt, and then it's done. So that's very exciting. I'm gonna wash that. There she is. That's what it looks like. We're gonna pop it in now. Computer, set a timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
Okay. I wish I'd done my hair today since I'm doing a YouTube video. I slept in it like this, so not my best look. Sorry. I do have to make something separate for my daughter as well because she's exclusively vegetarian, vegan. Did I just break my island? So I have to make something separate if I'm making something like this. But my husband doesn't like a lot of vegetarian, so that kind of puts me in a weird, you know, I usually end up just having to make 2 or 3 different meals. So, yeah, so this is almost done. And again, this is the Twisty Beef Bake on page 106, the quick and easy casseroles section of the Great American Cookbook from your favorite brand name companies from 1994. It looks like this if you want to check it out for yourself. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like a puffy, almost like a fairy tale book with some gold. Even the edges are gold, so it's a pretty book. Not at all difficult. If 10 is the most difficult, it was like 2.5, 3, you know. And the only thing that made it difficult was me substituting things and like, you know, sorting that out. It wasn't hard as written at all. So, all right, just gonna clean up now. Bye. Okay, so timer went off, so it's time to take it out. Dishes are done like it never happened. Ooh. It sounds like it's bubbling. Looking like this, which is not bad. So now we add the extra cheese to the top. I do like that this doesn't use like a ton of cheese, like some recipes are just like way over the top. So I like this. I think we'll pair it with an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. Surely Robert Stack would like this meal. So that looks pretty good. And I am going to heat up some broccoli. Get our salad out. And and then we're done. So once that cheese melts, it's gonna come back out and be done. So I am going to pop this in, and then, so I'm gonna let that finish, let the broccoli finish, get our salad out, finish my daughter's dinner, and yeah, I'll show you a clip of how it looks when it is done here in a second. And in the meantime, thank you for shopping with me today and cooking with me and putting up with my weird tripod angles that I haven't quite figured out. I'll look it up. I'll research what to do. And testing out the lapel mic too, that I guess isn't really a go. But yeah, it was fun, and I'll see you next time on the next episode. Bye!